So I have to be straightforward and honest with all of you in this video. There is one thing that I truly hate with a passion about cruising, because there isn't much. Cruising is probably the best bang for buck travel experience that you will ever find on planet Earth. It's a non-hassle way to travel. If people want to do it regardless of their budget, they can do so. It doesn't matter if it's a more budget-friendly option, like let's say a Carnival to some degree, or if you want to do luxury or maybe premium like a celebrity or a princess, the option is available to you. The problem is, you get a lot of people that believe that they can treat anybody any kind of way simply for the fact that they are on vacation or because they paid a little bit extra than everybody else for a somewhat better experience or a better accommodation like a junior suite, or they're staying in the suites area on, let's say, NCL, the Haven, Royal Caribbean, the Royal Suites, or let's say the Presidential Suite with Carnival. Either way, it does not matter. So today I have to talk to you guys about a very disgusting, disrespectful experience that a crew member did face on board my recent sailing with the Norwegian Joy. I have no shame or restraint in saying that I hate entitled people on cruise ships. Well, in fact, I hate entitled people in general. Let me be clear. It is one thing when you paid for an experience, especially something that has like a premium cost, and you're expecting that value in return in the terms of what it is that you are paying for. That is 100% understandable. But there are people out there, especially on cruise ships, that believe that because of who they are, because they are a guest, a passenger on board a cruise ship, that they should get everything that they want. They are the kings and queen of the cruise ship for those 7 days, or in this case, 3 days while they're on board the ship. And that is not how it goes. So I want to talk about a situation that happened on board the Norwegian Joy. The sailing I was on, you could potentially put it in the category of a booze cruise. It was a 3-day, a 4-night sailing, and I had a good time, but you did find a little bit more of a rowdy bunch than from my understanding, that the crew on board the Norwegian Joy is used to dealing with, as that ship is normally doing like 12-day, 10-day, 11-day sailings. So this all started whenever we were on board. I have a good friend of mine. He is not a crew member, right? He's what you considered a entertainment guest. So he has a little bit of best of both worlds. And he was making a joke during one of his shows, and he talked about an experience. I always say the thing that I love about comedians is that they are the only people that are allowed to tell the truth. They use their personal experience to turn it into some form of a joke. However, it can kind of be underlined with a lesson to be learned. During one of my friend's performances, he highlighted a situation on board. He said during the cruise that we were sailing on, a crew member has been assaulted, and a crew member has even further been spit on by a guest. You heard me right. A guest, a passenger, spit on a crew member. At first, I thought this might possibly just be one of Frank's comedic bits, part of the show, and well, I was waiting for the punchline. However, it would never come. I come to find out after talking to my friend that this actually did indeed happen on my most recent sailing. Guests were talking about it, and even furthermore, I asked a lot of my friends that are crew, because I have to say this all the time, guys. I am a former crew member for Norwegian Cruise Line, so it wouldn't be outside of the realm of possibility to understand that I may potentially have friends on board NCL ships. People say I'm lying about this stuff all the time. I promise you I'm not. But I talked to my friends that are in the upper management on board Norwegian Joy, and well, they said that this actually is confirmed to have happened. And to me, it is absolutely sickening. Full transparency, the full context as to why this happened is unknown. However, in my personal opinion, it does not matter, with the exception that the crew member assaulted maybe the passenger, which I know for a fact did not happen. There is absolutely no reason for any guest or passenger to spit on a crew member. To me, that is probably the most disrespectful things, even worse than somebody, like, I would prefer somebody to punch me or slap me than spit on me. I just can't imagine if somebody were to do that, I would see nothing but red. I would be pissed. But the thing is, there is so much entitlement out there. All I know with this situation is that there was a guest that was not happy with the situation, and a crew member was not being the servant that the guests think that they were supposed to be, so they decided to spit on them and walk away thinking nothing was going to happen to them. While the crew on board may be there to technically serve you, they are not your servants, they are not your slaves, they are not beneath you, and you have no right to treat them any kind of way in the form of disrespect just because you paid for a cruise and they are there to give you that vacation experience. I understand we all have our bad days, especially when it comes to travel. I always say that there is technically no true expert when it comes to travel. So whether I make my reviews and I'm super transparent about the mishaps that may occur, I'm just being honest with all of you because I want to have some relatability to the degree that you guys understand that I'm a real person and my experiences are real and I'm not getting any special treatment. However, people go out of the way and act like it's an isolated incident. Everyone goes through something on board a cruise ship. You are not special. I am not special in any way, shape, or form. I'm just a normal human like the rest of all of you. Well, some of you may be aliens or something out there. I'm not exactly sure. But my point is, just because you're having a bad day or a bad experience, maybe things went a little long on embarkation day getting on board the ship and you had priority boarding, or maybe you didn't get the animal folded towel you wanted in your room. They gave you a fish instead of a swan or something. I don't know. It gives you absolutely no right to run up to the crew, yell at them, berate them, talk down to them, and even more so assault them. And I know I said I put assault in the title. I don't care how you guys look at it. For me, if somebody spits on me, put some bodily fluid out of their mouth onto my body, it is assault. Maybe you guys see it a different way. However, this is what I believe personally. It would be an understatement to say that I spend a little bit of time on board cruise ships. And for me, maybe I'm just a little weird, but because of what I do and because I want to give value to all of you and also understand the environment that is the cruise ship industry, I am a very nosy person. Not in the fact that I'm overhearing and eavesdropping on conversations. I'm a people watcher. I like seeing how people are reacting to the crew, to the ship, to the overall experience, to all the events, because I think it is important. So when I do my reviews or when I'm talking about the cruising industry to some degree in any way, shape, or form, I have some relatability and I have a true understanding of how all of it works, other than just going there, getting drunk, or lounging around all day, eating food, and just simply going on vacation. I enjoy both sides of the experience because I think it is important considering I make content on cruising. But I see a lot of people, every single cruise, again, entitled people that treat the crew like crap, or they are angry because the crew member doesn't speak very good English, but they're still trying to communicate with you. However, keep in mind, they do know two languages, probably more than most people out there, especially when it comes to the American guests that are on board. I'll never understand how people berate somebody and call them stupid because they have broken English. Meanwhile, that same person also knows like 3 to 4 other languages. It's absolutely beyond me. My point here is, guys, because I don't want to sound like a broken record, treat the crew better. Treat them like humans. Whenever I go on the ship, I understand there is a side of it where I do understand the guests are there to work. They're there to technically serve me to some degree, make sure I have the greatest experience possible. But I have no problem going out of my way to ask them where they're from, not in a nosy kind of way, but out of pure interest of like, hey, who are you as like a person? Other than just the wait staff or somebody working in the galley, because to me, everybody has a story, everyone knows something that you don't. And you're refusing to kind of get to know those other people that you are going to be dealing with to some degree, at least for the entire week of your cruise. To me, it is somewhat disrespectful when you just walk up to them and only demand things from them. It's absolutely insane that people conduct themselves this way. I apologize, I am all over the place, but situations like this, it just infuriates me to no end. As somebody that has worked on cruise ships, I can tell you, as many of cruises that I have taken, I have seen so much, even with my contract, my 6-month contract working for Norwegian, people just believe that they can say and do whatever the heck they want because they're on vacation. I do understand to some degree because I always say when people do go on vacation, whether they're going to a theme park, a resort, a cruise, that they are leaving their brain in the car and they are pretty much on autopilot, with the exception of something happening that maybe irritates them, agitates them, makes them angry, but it's still no excuse. I once saw a lady, getting back to the animal folded towels, it was a lady that went all the way to guest services, started cursing out all of the staff over there, customer service, because she didn't get the animal folded towel that she wanted. This is a true story. I'm telling you, it was absolutely insane. But either way, guys, like I said, moral of the story here, just treat the crew better. As they say, treat people how you would want to be treated yourself. And that's it. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comment section below. Of course, hit that like button on your way out. Know that I love and appreciate every single one of you. Now that I actually have signal and not subpar Wi-Fi, I can actually get videos out. So I have plenty coming out later on today. And well, I'll see you guys then. Thanks for watching. Take it easy.